wanted to be able to help people in something that I did. And the perfect definition of that is being a firefighter. You push your body, you push your mind, and you serve people. And that's what firefighting is all about. I got on the department when I was 23 years old. Young, cocky kid, nothing but adrenaline rush, jumping on the truck, running with the fires, doing those things. That's kind of the way that whole thing started.
The support that he gets from his co-workers is tremendous, besides the support that he gets from his family. So it's very important to Dave that he has that to help him get through this journey that we're on.
One thing I know that David always talks about is, since all the way through this thing, how many of the different people that have done so much for him. In the first summer that he was diagnosed, he was going to take sick leave to spend the summer with his boys.
Driving down the road one day, I get a call from our union president, Jeff Winters. And he says, well, he says, with the kids out of school, he says, you're not coming back to work. I said, what? He says, we're going to cover you for the entire summer. He says, we're going to time trade for you. He says, and he said he had a lined up where he had all the guys are going to work for me and give me the time off with my family. So, something that we're allowed to do, that's a pretty special thing.
They worked all of his shifts for 3 entire months, and he was so grateful, and just actually it brought him to tears. He was so thankful of what they did for him.
You know, as a union and as a brotherhood, the chief was good enough to let us work his shifts, and then we would donate our time and work our shifts on our off days to work for him. And nobody ever complained about having to work a shift for him, or you know, we didn't have to. It was all voluntary. It's whoever wanted to. And it was great. It worked out good, and it's good to know that if something happens to me, they'll be there for me too.
I was able to spend the entire summer with my family, and that was a good thing.
You know, he might have not have called up and said, hey, you'll never know what that means to me, but I know that he thinks it.
It's one thing that I find with being a firefighter is it really puts your life in perspective. When you're a firefighter, you deal with people that have other challenges. I consider cancer a challenge, not necessarily a tragedy. I consider it a challenge for me to face. And being a firefighter in Sioux Falls here has been, you see people that have to fight other challenges and on a day-to-day basis. And it puts your own in perspective. Mine, I've got time to fight it. I've got people help me. Sometimes you roll in on scene and those people have a challenge that they're facing right then and right there. And sometimes the outcome is not that good.
I think we are reminded that a person is not just a physical body, but also has emotions, spirit. There is an unseen part of a person. Now, I think the River of Hope is providing ponds that remind us of the great creation of God and the healing powers that come from it.
When we talk about treatment of the individual, and in our cancer program, one of the things that we're really trying to move forward in is not only treating the individual with the disease, but we're looking at how do we really expand our treatment to be an extension of really what Avera McKinnon's mission is, and that's treating the whole person, the mind, body, and spirit. We understand that when a person comes to us, they come to us as a whole person. And so there's emotions and physical, mental, spiritual needs that they have, and how do we really address those needs? That's where the work of River of Hope is so important, because it's really addressing some of those additional needs that patients have when they go through cancer treatment that we're not able to provide through conventional treatment. Going through cancer treatment is so extremely stressful that they need those opportunities to de-stress and to relax and just be, and kind of allow some healing to go on with some of the other areas of who they are as an individual. And that's the important work of River of Hope.
Remember, River of Hope is made possible by your donations. For more information, log on to the riverofhopefoundation.org. We'll be right back. River of Hope is brought to you in part by Medical X-Ray Center, Prairie Coach Trailways, Avera Cancer Institute, 44 Interactive, James Dugan.
Well, I found out about the River of Hope Foundation was through, interesting enough, I got a call from a gal from McKinnon Hospital, and she described the program to me and asked if I would mind if they would put my name in for it. And I said, no, that would be perfectly fine. And I suppose it was probably about an hour and a half later, I got a call from Nate, the head of the organization, and he described it even more to me and asked if it was something I'd be interested in. And I guess I said absolutely. I said I was on board 100%. I always think that this is something, in order to deal with cancer of this magnitude, I think it's something that has to be shared. I don't think that one person can use their own personal strength to get by and get through it. I think you have to spread it out, and you have to, the more people you can get involved in your fight, the better off you are.
We'll be right back with more River of Hope right after this message from Avera.